with a good horse for the Derby. Here's a guy who did it last year, won the Kentucky Derby with Strike to Gold. Can you win it again? And will Dance Floor be your partner?
Well, Dave, I tell you, right now it looks pretty good. Dance Floor's done everything right. He's come up to each one of his races in good form, and he's proved to be pretty consistent. Right now, he's picked morning line favorite. This morning I saw in the racing form, he was picked 4th behind APN Bertrando and, as everyone knows, Arazi. So it looks good right now.
Let's talk about today's race. This horse, so you say, is consistent, but he has a pattern of winning and then disappointing, winning and then disappointing. He should be good today, though.
Well, his last 2 were real good, and he stayed on a pretty consistent pattern. He threw one bad one in the Breeders' Cup and had some excuses, had a little trouble trips, and lugged in a little bit and ran a little bit green. His prior starts to that were maidens and one, kind of easier stake. So that was his first real test.
Now, let's talk about his last race in the Hollywood Futurity. You rode him. You saved a ton of ground. Yeah,
I was pretty much pinned on the inside the whole way and got the slip through, fortunate enough to slip through opening on the inside there. And AP Indy was just a little too much for him that day. Had a nice smooth trip on the outside, but my slips were on the rail, wasn't a glide, and when I had to kind of work my way to each spot and start and stop him a lot of times to make it through there. But I was real happy with the race.
You're part of an entry today with Goldwater, who is a speedball, a lot of early speed. Do you need that rabbit up front in order to win?
Well, it always helps to have a rabbit. My horse is pretty easy to ride. He's kind of push button. You can do whatever you want to with him. Today here, there's a lot of speed in the race. There's a lot of sprinters trying long for the first time and a lot of horses that have just tried long for the first time and been on the lead. So I think it could set up real well. With the speed, my horse can pretty much do whatever you want him to.
Understand you have a new agent.
Yeah, right now, Kieran McLaughlin, he's a great person, and he's been a pleasure to work with, and I've only had him a couple days now.
Well, the best of luck with you and your new agent, and with Dance Floor today.
Thank you, Dave.
Youth, Chris. He reminded me the last time I talked to him, he was on the back of the immortal John Henry, for whom he was the regular training rider. Louis, a question. You've done well on the coast with this horse. Greeley said, go west, young man. Why did you come east?
Well, I thought it was going to come up an easy race, but it looked out to come out to be a tough race. But Frank, when you run in these type of races, if you got the best horse, you win. And I think I got the best horse. I don't know if I can win it, but I hope I can make a good account for myself.
Your last race, the El Camino Real in Northern California, was a jam-up good race with a fast close.
He ran real big in that race, and I thought we were going to win it at the head of the stretch, but we won second, and I was proud of my horse, and that's what got us here.
You see him closing very rapidly, and of course he would be proud of a finish like that. That's him under a left-hand drive on the outside, and that made you know he'll go on, Louis.
We had doubts at the beginning because we always ran him short, but he bled in the race that we ran him against Bertrando, and we ran him long, and he showed he could go further, and I'm pleased the way he's progressing right now.
I found you on John Henry's back. I could have found you on this colt's back. You're one of those lucky trainers that can get on his own horses. Is that an edge, Louis?
It's a big edge, and I like getting on my own horses, and I hope I can do it as long as I'm training horses.
Well, I hope you do too, young man. Good to see you. Fun to welcome a good horseman that's still doing well, Chris.
All right, Frank, and we saw Louis' Seahawk Gold go by us here. Long neck, good-looking chestnut colt. We got some outstanding horses in this field that we think may have something to say about the Triple Crown trip. So the Fountain of Youth history tells us that. Well, Dave Johnson has a look as well. Some other sophomore contenders on the grounds here in Florida. Dave?
Well, here in southern Florida, but not in the Fountain of Youth, several other prospects for the Triple Crown and other big three-year-old races get ready. And I know you're going to want to see them because horses trained in this area have been first or second or both in the last 5 Kentucky Derbies. First of all, take a look at West by West. Julie Crone aboard on the rail in the yellow cap. West by West making his first start of the year, trained by Rusty Arnold, showed a lot of style and excellent late speed to take this allowance race at Gulfstream. Now, in a maiden race that same day, Colony Light on the outside, also from the Rusty Arnold barn, also ridden by Julie Crone, full of run as he hooked up with Private Treasurer, Jose Santos aboard, trained by Scotty Schulhofer. Now, these 2 3-year-olds just left the rest of the field behind, And these highly regarded colts will be heard from as the season progresses. Also, for your Triple Crown consideration, check out Binalong, roaring up on the outside, trained by Carl Knapsker. In this allowance race, Binalot overcame all kinds of trouble, trying oh so hard to bear in. And again, it's Julie Crone to the rescue with quick reaction, strong handling, and a left-handed whip. Expect to see Binalot in the Swale Stakes on Florida Derby Day. And earlier today in the 8th race, Technology just ran away and hid. And with Jerry Bailey aboard, trained by Sonny Hine, Technology makes it look oh so easy in a $20,000 allowance race. So it looks like Julie Crone and Jerry Bailey will be on the Triple Crown trail with fine prospects. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Dave, let's reset our field now as we give you the first look at the current odds here at Gulfstream Park. Dance Floor, Goldwater, the Lucas entry at 9-5. They're the second choice as they open in the odds this morning line. Tiger, Big Price, Serpender, Truest Colors at 99. Vying Victor at 30-1. Going down our field of 11 here, Seahawk Gold at 14. That's Louis Sinicola's horse. Never Wavering getting some support at 5-2. Careful Gesture 50. Here's the favorite, the Star of Florida. Pistols and Roses at 3-2. And Shirley 6 at 15-1.
As a trackman. Is there something you've spotted in the field for the Fountain of Youth?
Well, it's kind of like Pistols and Roses. He's the local hero. He was the big horse at Hialeah. And we're going to find out something about his quality on Saturday. He's been beating bad horses at Hialeah. They were weak.
How about his training schedule?
Great. I think George Giannos has done a wonderful job with him. He won 4 for 4 at Hialeah. Then he gave him a good rest. Hasn't run him at this meeting at all. He's training sensationally. He seems to train better each time he takes him to the track. I think he's coming up to the race perfectly.
Any other horse in the field catch your eye?
Well, the white bridles are here. D. Wayne Lucas is sent over Dance Floor, and he's got Goldwater here. Goldwater's going to have a lot of speed, which will help him. Dance Floor's got enough speed to be close early. He won't be too far back, and I think he's going to make a big run at him.
Everybody looking to France and Arazi for the Derby, but anything on the horizon here locally?
I'm not sure these horses belong with Arazi. Of course, Arazi's got a couple of knees that are questionable. That's got to be answered yet. But you saw him at the Breeders' Cup. I haven't seen anything like that in a long time.
But, of course, that's why we're here, to find out who is on the road for the Triple Crown.
Elliott Wavering has a very fine young colt. Elliott Walden has Never Wavering. And Elliott, an obvious question. This colt is lightly raced, and he's never been around 2 turns. Are you a bit behind?
Well, it concerns me, and we'll find out a little bit more about him today. He's bred to go long, and I think that with some seasoning, he will go long. It's certainly a question mark today, though.
You brought in a master, the Pat Day, one of the great riders of all time. No harm for me to ask, what are your instructions? What are you going to try to accomplish?
We're going to try to lay just off the pace, Mr. Wright, and hopefully make a run at him at the top of the lane. It seems like the track favors those kind of horses, so that's what we're going to try to do.
The very best of luck to you, young man. Chris, let's tell about all of them as you watch for the post parade.
We're ready to meet them now, Frank. The field for the 46th running of the Fountain of Youth. Let's start with the Lucas entry. Dance Floor. You see the Keeneland K. That'll indicate Keeneland sales horses throughout our parade here. This is a $90,000 sale horse. It's already earned more than $373,000. He's the only greatest stakes winner in the field is Dance Floor with Oaktown Stable and Hammers Group there. He was second in the Hollywood Futurity in the race we televised on ESPN. His first race in 2 months. Chris Antley is the rider, top New York rider, of course. Won the Kentucky Derby last year with Strike the Goal. The other part of the Lucas entry, $600,000 Keeneland purchase. This is Goldwater, the speed horse, wire-to-wire winner by 6.5 lengths in 1 mile and the 16th allowance here. Only defeated in 4 starts, 6th in the spectacular bid when he broke poorly. Craig Perrette, the rider, an Eclipse Award winner, 2-time winner of the Fountain of Youth, won in '87 on Bet Twice. Another Keeneland purchase. This is Tiger, 2 for 2 on the main track this year here, making his stakes debut, the son of Tasso, won an allowance by 2 in his last start over this track. The rider, one of the best, Julie Crone, all-time leading woman rider, second in the current standings, riding for Scotty Schulhofer. The 3-horse, this is Serpender, 5th in the preview and the Flamingo. Only win was a maiden special last fall, and then placed first in a disqualification, a race in December. Canadian rider Dave Penna has the assignment today. He won the 1990 Fountain of Youth on Shotgun Scott. The 4-horse Truest Colors from Puerto Rico, making his United States debut, first or second in his last 6 starts in the island nation. Julio Garcia has them out. He returned to his native Puerto Rico after a year of riding in Southern California. The 5-horse Vying Victor, that's with the M silk you see on his back there. That is from Marvin Malmo's stable, a son of Flying Pastry who made his career starts in England. A speed horse, won the Santa Catalina Restricted Stake at Santa Anita. Ian Jury trains. Congratulations on the new father, Ian Jury, on a baby girl. And the rider, Corey Black. We say au revoir to Corey. He's about to head to France to continue his riding career. Seahawk Gold. This is Luis Senecola's entry, son of At the Threshold, a Florida bred, second in the El Camino Real Derby in Northern California. In Arizona, won the Turf Paradise Futurity last year. You mentioned Luis Senecola trains for Roland Elkland. The rider, one of the best in the West, Gary Stevens, won 2 and had a second last weekend at Santa Anita in a big stakes event there. Never Wavering is a Keeneland $9,000 sale bargain. Second in the Sapling, then was off for quite a while with shin problems. Won his return in the allowance here. First or second in 5 starts. He has never been around 2 turns. They're trying to get him to relax, and they've got one of the best to do that. The Eclipse Award-winning rider of last year, Pat Day. He'll try to get Never Wavering to relax and take it easy as he goes around 2 turns for the first time. The 8 horses, Careful Gesture, third by just 3/4 of a length in the preview. He's the most experienced in the field for his owner and trainer, Ray Dixon, making his 17th trip to the post. The rider, Robert Lester, won several South Florida riding titles at Calder and Hialeah. He was in the winner's circle to win our Budweiser Cup race earlier this afternoon. This is the big horse. This is Pistols and Roses. He is the favorite now at 8-5 in this field. This is the Willis Family Stable entry. Florida's Best, going for his 5th straight win, has had 2 bullet works here. He exploded for a mile and 1:38.2 over this Gulfstream surface. The regular rider, Roberto Castillo Jr., been the only jockey that Pistols and Roses has known in race competition. Rounding out our field, an $80,000 Keeneland sale purchase, Shirley 6, a son of Saratoga 6, 4th in the Hutchison for his only loss in 3 starts. He won his first 2 in the state of Maryland. Again, he has never been around 2 turns. Trainer Ben Perkins looking for some answers here. He has rider Rick Wilson, former leading rider at Garden State, who is now a veteran in Maryland racing.
Gold. He broke his maiden at first asking last August and has been seen in 8 straight stakes races since then. He has 5 wins to his credit. Now, his only out this year was a 2nd place finish in the El Camino Real Derby at Bay Meadows, beaten only half a length. He's proven he can go the distance. He's won stakes races carrying 120 pounds. Today, he totes only 114 and gets world-class rider Gary Stevens. That adds up to value for Seahawk Gold, today's Budweiser Long Shot.
Let's update all the odds now for you in our field for the Fountain of Youth Stakes. If we can tell you, the Burrells are here. Louis Burrell Sr., Louis Jr., and Chris have gone to the windows. Dance Floor and Goldwater are now the 3-2 favorites. Tiger, Big Price, Serpender, Truest Colors, Vying Victor. Looking at the rest of the field, Seahawk Gold, our Bud Long Shot is 6-1. Never Wavering, Careful Gesture, Pistols and Roses has been edged out again as the favorite as we get some comments on the track. I thought it'd be pretty good to get a comment. The man who's watched all the races here throughout the meeting here. Bill Cassidy is the track man for the Daily Racing Forum. We asked him where you should be in a race like the Fountain of Youth on this track.
Well, I don't think you can come from too far off the pace in here. This meet, the track has shown that you really have to be in the first flight. Can't be too far back. A real good example of this has been Strike the Gold, last year's Derby winner. In his 3 races here, you know, as usual, he lays way off the pace. He hasn't been able to get there. And Nick Zito, his trainer, is convinced that it is the track. And off his last race, I'd have to say so, too. He was really coming at the end, just ran out of real estate. So I think you can't be too far back in today's race.
Bill Cassidy, trackman here for the Daily Racing Forum. Let's give you the numbers to shoot at here for this field. As you try to judge this, I know a lot of people say don't worry about time, but just to give you a reference, the stakes record here, 141, Sensitive Prince in the 1971 Fountain of Youth. The fastest they've ever run on the Gulfstream surface here. The track record for the mile and a 16th distance is 1:40.1, Saxony Warrior. That was in 1973. And as they pray to the post, Frank Wright, your comments on some equipment you might have noticed in the paddock.
Well, it isn't that I noticed. I know this for a fact. None of these 11 horses are wearing mud caulks. Now, mind you, it rained all day yesterday. It has showered today. But the American surfaces are getting so good that trainers are less and less using the sticker of the mud caulk.
Frank, as a trainer yourself here, a mile and a 16th. What do you learn about your colt at that time?
As I said earlier, you learn if he can relax and go around 2 turns. That's the key to getting the distance.
And, of course, that's the key to thinking about moving on and on when you think about a classic horse. Of course, the 3-year-olds only that one chance in their entire lives, and that for these colts is right now. Well, they're loading up, and let's go to the top of the stands. The man who'll call it for us again this year in Budweiser Racing Across America, voice of the Triple Crown. Here's Dave Johnson.
And there's Seahawk Gold, the Bud Long shot moving into line. Already in place is a 60-to-1 shot by the name of Sir Pinder, who has trouble coming out of the gate. He's number 3, and Dave Penna wearing a yellow cap. So let's see if he gets out today. Usually starts tardily and sort of goes right or left, but then when he gets running, he really rolls on. Now let's see, as Never Wavering with Pat Day get ready for the start. The 3-to-2 choice, Dance Floor and Goldwater. Expect Goldwater to set or press the early pace. Here's the Gray Colt, Pistols and Roses. Second choice at 8-to-5. And Shirley 6 completes the field. Rick Wilson aboard. All in line. Mile and the 16th. Fast track. Fountain of Youth. 1992. And they're off. And Goldwater hesitated at the start. From between horses, Pat Day takes Never Wavering right to the front, and Dance Floor along the inside is second. And Shirley 6 in gear far away from the rail as they head into the clubhouse turn. Never Wavering has the lead by a length and a quarter. Shirley 6 on the outside is second. Then comes Dance Floor with Chris Antley third by a head. On the outside, Vying Victor inches up a closer fourth. Pistols and Roses, the gray horse on the outside, is fifth. 4.5 lengths off the lead. Tiger is next. Then Truest Colors. Then Goldwater. Seahawk Gold, the Bud Long shot, is third last, followed by Sir Pinder, and at the back of the pack, Careful Gesture is 11th. First quarter in 23, they head down the backstretch, and it's still Never Wavering, trying to take it wire to wire, but here comes Dance Floor charging up on the outside. Shirley 6 is right there. Vying Victor is fourth, just off the leaders. It's Pistols and Roses. As the field moves around the far turn, here comes Dance Floor, taking command by half a length. Never Wavering back into second. Pistols and Roses in gear and charging up on the outside. Then comes Shirley 6. Tiger is closing. Sir Pinder looks for racing room. Vying Victor as they move past the quarter pole and turn for home. Chris Antley looks around and he sees he has a 2.5 length lead with Dance Floor in command now, with Pistols and Roses not closing in on the leader. In the middle of the racetrack, here comes Tiger, and down the stretch they come. Dance Floor draws clear by 5 lengths. From far back, Careful Gesture is closing up, and Pistols and Roses at the rail is third. Dance Floor wins the Fountain of Youth with Chris Antley aboard, carrying 122 pounds in 1 minute 45 and 1/5 seconds.
Dance Floor, the unofficial winner, and I can tell you, I was looking up in the stands, and the Burrell family was doing some real rap dancing. They were celebrating Lewis Sr., Lewis Jr., and Chris. Of course, the father and the brothers of the famed rap star Stanley Burrell, or as he's best known around the world, Hammer. Hammer is not here at Gulfstream today. He flew to Italy last night, we understand, for a concert there. But he'll get the word very quickly that Dance Floor has won the Fountain of Youth. Frank Wright, let's take a look at him in the stretcher in command.
Well, when he turned up the backside, you could see that Chris Antley was at dead aim on the leader, Pat Day's horse, Ever Wavering. He went by him with a tight hold, looked like he was an obvious winner. And to his credit, Pistols and Roses, who's laying second now, just tried his heart out and tired himself so badly that he didn't hold on for second. An easy kind of winner, an impressive horse with 122 pounds, Dance Floor.
The $90,000 Keeneland sale horse, Dance Floor, owned by Hammer's Oaktown Stable. And they're dancing to victory here at the Fountain of Youth in Florida. The unofficial winner, Dance Floor, ridden by Chris Antley, the Oaktown Stable owned by D. Wayne Lucas Training. We do have a steward's inquiry and an objection. The 2, Tiger, who ran fourth, has filed against the 8, Careful Gesture, who ran second. The steward's inquiry and an objection. It does not affect the winner, it looks like. But Dave Johnson, let's see if you can figure out what happened as Tiger and Careful Gesture are upset with each other.
Well, let's not watch Dance Floor, who was in front. Let's watch Tiger. That's Tiger, purple and yellow silks. And on the far outside, the far left of your screen, the 8 horse, Careful Gesture. Careful Gesture was last on the backstretch. Now, with a right-handed whip, Bobby Lester, the horse on the far outside now. It looks like, actually, it looks like Tiger took up when Careful Gesture, who was third at that point, moved over in front of him. or maybe he came in. That's what the stewards are watching with the head on videotape. So it's Dance Floor in front. Pistols and Roses, the gray horse, is dropping back. Careful Gesture was second under the wire, but a claim of foul by Tiger Tiger, ridden by Julie Crone. We'll see what happens when the stewards make their decision.
All right, they'll take a look at it, Dave. They still have the objection inquiry sign. There is the patriarch of the Burrell family, Louis Burrell Sr., Jeff Lucas, representing his father, D. Wayne. Here's the trainer. They're in the winner's circle, waiting for the presentation. Race official for the Fountain of Youth. Dance Floor, the official winner, the time 1:45.1. The objection was upheld. Pistols and Roses has been placed second. Tiger Tiger to third. Careful Gesture had been dropped to fifth. So the objection was upheld. Dance for the winner. Pistols and Roses moves to second. Tiger Tiger third. Dave, let's take another look at that objection that was upheld.
In the circle is Careful Gesture, and you'll watch through the stretch as Bobby Lester lets number 8 Careful Gesture come out, interfering with Tiger Tiger there, and then Tiger Tiger interferes with Serpinder. So for the chain reaction, it's judged that Careful Gesture was at fault. He was disqualified out of second and placed behind the 2 horses he bothered. The decision was made by Dave Hicks, Basil Banerjee, and Walter Blum, who won this race when he was a jockey. On 1972, he won it with Gentle Smoke, and Walter Blum, a Hall of Famer, one of the 3 stewards that disqualified Careful Gesture. Dance Floor wins it, Chris.
And we've got the Burrell family down here, Dave, huddled under the umbrellas. They don't care that it's raining. Here's Louis Sr. Make the introductions, Mr. Burrell.
My middle son, Chris, my oldest son, Kenneth, and Juice. My fourth son, fifth son.
Where's the Hammer, people want to know?
Well, the Hammer's getting ready. He's in L.A. on his way to Italy now.
Let's talk about this called Dance Floor and plans for the future now.
Well, we're going to stay around for the Florida Derby. From the Florida Derby, we plan to go to, I think it's Kingland for that race, and into the Kentucky Derby.
And we have to ask you, of course, about another pretty good filly. How's the filly doing?
Oh, she's jogging every day. We hope to have her back into racing at mid-April.
I know you're going to be thrilled. The great job. And of course, these are also the Big Sporter Turkdom Award winners for all they've done for racing. Burrells, thank you. Thanks for the handle of Gulfstream. Congratulations on the victory, Louis.
And we love this track. Great.
Right. Let's go down to Frank Wright.
Well, I've got the winning connections down here, Chris. I've got Jeff Lucas and Chris Antley. Of course, they were connected with the winner Dance Floor, the easiest kind of a winner, and the high weight. And when they turned for home, it was Katie Bar the Door. He had already taken the lead. He was an easy kind of a lead horse. And Chris, you weren't in much trouble at the quarter pole.
No, I had a lot of horse. In fact, you know, he collared that horse that was on the lead, and he made the lead. Now it's slowing him down a little bit, and you see right there, he's just pricking his ears, and he's full of run till I called on him.
You took a little look and changed your hold and shook him up, and away he went.
And he ran.
Jeff, this is a neat colt, 122 pounds, the high weight, and the easy winner. What are the plans?
Well, the plan is the Florida Derby here at Gulfstream. This is a big start to a big year, and the next 60 days are very important to all 3-year-olds right now. And you know, we're just so happy we were able to get a race like this, the first start of the year, first start in 60 days. But this really puts us on our way, and hopefully he'll continue to improve and be one of the favorites for the Triple Crown.
I think he's already accomplished that. A great effort. Congratulations to you. And now, Chris, back to you.